Hello, this is Mike with TradeWinds RV Center, here to congratulate you on your new 2024 Jayflight 284 BHS travel trailer. I'm going to walk you around it, show you how to use a few things to get the best out of your camping experience. Let's start by talking about arriving at the campsite. A couple things to take into consideration when you're parking. You want to leave plenty of room for this awning on your campsite, on your off campsite. Besides your slide, I also want you to think about where your power and water connections are going to be. Your power is going to plug in all the way in the rear of the unit, back here by your spare tire, and then your docking station water campsites is going to be right behind your slider, behind your tires on your driver's side of your vehicle. Once we arrive and unhook our hitch, first thing we're going to do is level our unit. Your unit comes with a power tongue jack. Night docking light should you arrive at night. Simply extend to raise, retract to lower. Should you lose power, under this rubber stopper right here, your hand crank will get this up and down without power. Speaking of power, check your battery posts every now and then. Make sure those haven't wiggled loose going down the road. Once we got our unit level, next thing we're going to do is stabilize it. New stabilizing jacks. First thing you're going to want to do, unhook your little safety latch right here. Once that's done, really only have to crank this down like a half a turn to the right. Gotta do this one-handed here. Yeah, get on there. So we'll have to turn around just to get it down enough that you can get a hold of this, lift up on it, and that's going to drop this right down for you. Once you've got it down, go ahead and crank to the right, get it down nice and tight. I will recommend stabilizing jack pads underneath these. They'll protect your feet from dirt and debris, hot blacktop in the summer, keep them from sinking into that. So get a 4-pack of those with your 10% off coupon. Run all 4 of those down. Once we got our unit level and stable, we can hook up our power and water. Again, you got your big power cord plugs in here in the end. Big long 30 amp cord. At the end of that 30 amp, should you need it, there is a 30 to 15 amp reducer that'll come in your convenience pack. That's the case you need to plug into a 110. Get your power hooked up, hook up your water. At campsites, we're going to hook up to a city water connection. First and foremost, a water pressure regulator. This water pressure regulator is going to reduce the water pressure to 40 to 50 psi, protecting the lines in the unit. I always use this when putting water in because you don't know what the water pressure is at different campsites. Hook that up, hook up your hose. Go ahead and turn that hose on. Then I want you to get inside and open up your slide. I really need you to open it up just so you can get around all of your water taps. Open up your water lines. Get all the air out of the lines, get a nice steady flow of water going through them. And then once you got water going through them, you can shut them off. Then you know that your water is all set and you're set for camping at a campsite. Now let's say we're going to go use camping and we're not going to use city water. We're going to go dry camping, or boondocking I like to call it. In that case, we're going to fill up our freshwater tank. That is to the left of your entry doorway over here. No need for a water pressure regulator here. Simply use a hose and gravity fill that. 2 ways to tell it's full. One, there's an overflow valve right there. Or 2 on the inside where you check the levels of your black and gray tanks. There's also a freshwater button. Once that's full, go ahead, remove that hose, put your cap back on, and then whenever you want to utilize that water, you'll turn on your water pump. Don't hook up your water pump. Don't turn on your water pump when hooked up to city water. That's already pressurized on the other side. All right, you're all set with power and water. Go ahead and walk you around the rest of the unit. Continuing here on the campsite. Start the rear here with the outdoor kitchen area. These hold up on magnets. Watch it, make sure it's up there before you let go. Pop you in the head. Get your lighting here. Get a spray port hose that'll hook onto there. You can hose things off with. On these drawers, yeah, I thought they might have been the lift kind, but they're not. They slide out rather nicely. Your awning, you do have a pitch control. In case it's sprinkling, you want to run the rainwater away, pull this down. That'll tilt it away and run the rainwater all this way. Even though I mentioned that, they're not recommended for rain or high winds. They are a shade awning, designed as so. Got a couple of outdoor speakers. You've got a vent for your indoor flue over top of your stove there. That's a flue for your furnace. A couple things on that. One, make sure it's never blocked. Two, if you are running your furnace, steer clear of that. It does get hot. Again, our fresh water. This is a TV mount that comes with the unit. You can take and mount that onto another TV. Get one of those pucks, we call it. Put it indoors where you don't have a TV, and you can take that same TV and just snap it on indoors. Got a low point drain right here. Show you that's it. That's your freshwater low point, that big one. Cable and satellite if you want to hook up out of here. A TV. Again, our pass-through storage with our griddle and J-port stand. J-port stand, this square rod will just slide right in, and this will set on top of it. Simple system. Coming up front, your propane does have a cover, is on a regulator. Simply point it toward the tank you wish to be using, lefty-loosey to open. Again, our power tongue jack. Coming around to the off-camp side, you got the other side of your storage, some magnet. I do recommend that you get some wiper seal fluid. It's a spray that you spray on these to keep them nice and pliable and flexible over the years. Keep them from dry rotting. A great investment in your slide. Coming back over here, black tank flush, or tank flush valve they call it. We'll talk about that when we leave the campsite and dump our black and gray tanks. An outdoor shower. Again, our city water connection, our regular low point drains, not fresh, the other low points. And then our black and gray tanks. Here's where you plug your cable in at the campsite. Spare tire with a cover. You're prepped for a backup camera. Your hot water heater here. Here's your pressure release valve on that. Just make sure that is closed before you turn your water on. Got a ladder, utilize it. Go up there a couple times a year and check the seams of your roof and caulk as needed with recommended RV roofing caulk. Here's the slot that your J-port arm will slide into. About covers everything out here. Take a look on the inside. Alright, now a few things on your stairs. Most importantly, you want to make sure your exterior door is all the way open, bringing them up or down. Otherwise, this will catch on it. They are adjustable as well. So pull out on this cotter and move this to wherever you need it. First thing I like to point out coming up the side is your fire extinguisher. Make sure that you and everyone that's camping with you knows the fire extinguisher is located by the entry doorway in case of emergency. Just to the right of that real quick is your 12-volt carbon monoxide and propane detector. Reason I mentioned that's 12 volt, that is always running off your battery. So if you are out dry camping, boondocking somewhere, and you're going to be gone for the day, I don't recall seeing the battery disconnect on this unit, so you might want to disconnect one of your battery posts. Keep this from running your unit down if you're going to be gone for most of the day. Coming over here, we've got a couple charging ports and 110s. Up on the wall, we've got our exterior and interior lighting. To the right of that's where we'll check our battery, fresh, black, and gray tanks. That fresh button is the one I said to hold down when you're filling up your potable water. Once that's full, stop filling it. Here's where you turn on your water pump when you're getting that water. On your awning, you don't want to run that out until that flap falls down to 90 degrees. You can see that brown bar. If you hold extend down, that will continue to run itself out. Flip over onto itself and start running itself up backwards. So keep an eye on it when you run it out. Make sure you don't run it out further than you need to. And as I run it in, continue here with our slide control. I've already ran the slide out, so I'll use that again when closing it up. So our awning is in here. I want to show you that slam locks, which is what these are, work best when gently slammed. Cutting board, kitchen sink. Below your kitchen sink is going to be access panel to your plumbing, and looks like your furnace ducts there. So there's your access panel. Keep an eye on your plumbing. Maintain it as much as you would at home. Up top we've got a Self-explanatory microwave. Down below that, a light and fan above our cooktop. Bunch of paperwork. Go through that, get to know everything in here. Your cooktop here, this glass top makes an excellent backsplash. Turn on our panel light. Turn this to light. Now you may have to bleed the lines sometimes. There we go, these are turning on. There goes the second one. See what I mean by bleed the lines. Now once I do that once, no, I'll go right to them, they'll light right up. So just to get gas in lines, same thing on your oven. So go to light, spark it here, look underneath there, see if your pilot light lit. You can rock this panel light down and see the oven better. But see, make sure that lit, and then just turn this to your desired temperature. There's no Furion stove here. Down below that is going to be your breaker box and fuses, ton of 15s and a couple of 40s. Highly recommend having some of those with you when you go camping. Your electric fridge controls are here. Coming over to our entertainment center. AM, FM, Bluetooth, auxiliary in, dual zone. Shut it off in here. You can hear it outdoors. So again, nice sound system. Touch it once to mute it. Hold it in to say goodbye. Television. Couple things on this. Up here where your cable goes in, there is a little button that turns on the green light. Make sure that button is on when you turn this, or when you run your digital channel scan, so you'll pick up the local channels. That's your antenna. Again, all you'll do is go into your settings on here, home and settings, and
make the most of summer with a new Toyota. We want the great Tacoma.
Set up your digital channels for all the local channels of whatever campsite you're at. Back in here we have one-touch lighting for our bunks. As you know, got our storage under here. Coming back into our bathroom, we do have a hand lift power exhaust vent. Here's where we turn on a Suburban hot water heater. When it's full of water, you'll simply turn it on here, set it to the desired temperature. We've set it to the standard one for now. Lighting here, 110 with GFCI reset, and more plumbing to keep an eye on. Mostly PEX nowadays. Just make sure nothing's wiggled loose if you travel a lot and it's bouncing this up and down the road. Around the corner, here's a thermostat. Go straight in here and crank the air up. Turn the AC on, or it says cool. Let it crank up. AC does have a quick dump here, which when you close it, increases the amount of torque or thrust of air coming out there. Now you see if I go to off, AC will shut off rather quickly, generally. Shutters on off. There it goes. So now when I go into heat, crank up the heat, you'll notice when I shut the heat off, it takes quite a few minutes for the fan to cycle through and shut off on the furnace. Alright, continuing in here, we've got removable dining cup holder tables. These are what I call pull chute recliners. Get inside, pull on the parachute. That's your recliner. Use your feet to push it back down. Over into the dinette, you can wiggle this table up, remove those legs, set this table down evenly on these pieces here. Put your flat cushions on the back, and you got another sleeping quarters. Smoke alarm in the ceiling here. Going back into our bedroom, not much to mention back here, except there's a spot you can put one of those TV pucks. to remove your TV from outside and put it in here at night. There's your cable and 110 for that. Solar controller. The whole purpose of this is to keep your solar panels from overcharging your batteries. You just got to make sure you stay on wet battery. I'll send you a separate video from solar controller on these. Storage underneath our bunk. And a door to make sure you snap open for travel. You don't want this moving around during travel, so take and snap that open. Alright, let's act like we're leaving the campsite and close the unit up. As you'll notice, all the bedroom lighting is one touch. So we'll just walk through and shut this all off. You also hear that the furnace fan just shut off. So you see that does actually take a couple of minutes. So come to your control panel here, shut off your interior lights. Then you can see what all individual lighting we need to just walk through and turn off. You want all these lights off so you're traveling down the road, you don't have lighting going on, everything's closed in here. Make sure your vent up here is closed as well. Two more accents, and then go to our control panel. Hopefully you can see, and turn your lights back on. Now I'm going to say doors and drawers. Walk through your unit, make sure all doors and drawers are closed. Nothing's going to impede our slides from coming in. And just hit slide in. And as the slide gets all the way in, you'll hear that noise. That is just the slide mechanism saying I'm in all the way, let go of the button. Shut off your interior lights and exit the unit. Again, on these steps, excuse me, you're going to make sure your door is all the way open. Let's see how close this actually comes to it as it comes up. Lock that in there. Now before you leave the dump station, and I say that so you can get inside and check the level of your tanks as you're dumping. Before you leave the dump station, when you're done dumping, lock, deadbolt this door, lift and turn that handle. That's how you want that door to travel. Alright, if we are out boondocking, dry camping, over here on the campsite, I'm going to open up that big old white handle there and dump all that fresh water out of there. Bring up our stabilizing jacks, which, just go back to the left again, get a hold of this, and lift it right up. Get it up high enough that you can snatch on your safety latch. And crank this back up a couple of cranks. I'll do it better when I've got two hands. Shut off our propane. You can access those valves from the top of that, so I have to take that off. I'll bring up our stabilizing jacks and head on home. If we are at a campsite, unhook your power, your water, your cable, hook up your hitch and head on up to the dump station. At the dump station, park accordingly. Your dump's going to be right behind your tires on your driver's side of your tow vehicle. Got 10-foot hose, comes your convenience pack. Hook that up and pull our black handle. That's going to be your sewage, black holding tank. When it sounds like it's no longer draining, look inside, check the level of your black tank. If it shows empty or almost empty, come back out here, leave that black handle open, grab the hose at the dump station, and hook up to this tank flush valve. Again, emphasizing, leaving that black handle open, turn that hose on for a good 5 minutes and wash all that nastiness out of your black tank. When that's done, remove your hose, put your cap back on, make sure all that washout water you just put in there has drained, then close your black handle and pour your gray. While my grays are draining, I'm going to go ahead and dump these low point drains. We're not going to camp for a while. Come around to your hot water heater and be careful, but lift up on this pressure release valve to dump that hot water out of there so you don't leave stagnant water in here. When that gray is done, close it, remove your sewage hose, and conveniently and sanitarily store it right here in your bumper and head on home. Again, we thank you guys so much for your purchase. Hope you enjoy this Jayflight for many years to come. Happy camping.